We are going live. Tone. Ooh, can you hear me good? Can you hear me good? I see one of them. I see one of them already. Trump, we got three people in here with us. Facebook user. Look at that little link. That is, we see JoJo. We see a few guys checking in. Come on in here. Come on in here. It's your guy, Jay Grant, Grant Hobby Vids. We got Orange Mound checking in. Facebook user, talk to us. Talk to us. Y'all know we got that guy, Trump Wilson. Somebody grab that video, share it to your favorite RC group. Um, we got Trump Wilson on here. We got Jay Grant on here. And we're going to do nothing but talk to you about this new technology brought to us by the wizard, Trump Wilson, out of Jacksonville, Florida. Technology he's calling Lipotronic and
No,
L.
no, it's licensed by Lipotronic and distributed by Lipotronic.
Uh-oh, talk to
But
me
it's
right.
but it's called but it's called an L track. I saw somebody on here who I mess with all the time. Old JoJo, I just saw him pop up.
Yeah, that's JoJo right there. He talking
What's
to us.
going on with your country self, boy? I ain't gonna
Ooh,
cuss tonight. Your country self, I
not
love
this
him.
time. Not this time.
I love him. I love him, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, sir. Orange Man, we're gonna give you a salutation for the guys that were early to check in. We respect it. We appreciate you.
Orange Mound, what's going on too? Yes, sir. I see him checking in with me quite a bit on Facebook.
Oh man, Orange Man everywhere. He about like Coach D. He everywhere showing
He
love.
everywhere, yeah. What's going on? Who was that?
I don't know. They got to go to that little link and tell Facebook it's okay to show their name. We're
Show
not
their name.
hacking you. We just want to talk to you right. Boom. Chapo food. What's up with the new technology? Give us a minute, Strawberry Block. We coming, we coming. And it's going to stay on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're not able to watch the whole live, just come on back and check it out. Check it out. I'm excited about it. Look, I'm learning some of it with you guys. Trump told me about it. But yeah, he gonna go in depth tonight. Big Stepper, how you doing, good sir? Okay, that's Want. Want. We was trying to get a hold to you, man. You wasn't that right.
You sure wouldn't, boy. You got the same number because I sure hit you. Anyway,
Talk to him. Talk to him.
I'm glad to see everybody in here
Yes,
who
sir.
yeah, the real race heads.
Real racers.
Yeah, that's where we at, trying to push the culture forward for the real race heads.
And we did have some questions come through on Facebook. So if you
Right.
didn't get your question on the Facebook post, definitely put your question in the comments. You guys are moving in fast right here. I can't keep up with everybody. But
Who was
what we
that?
want to do,
850.
come back.
Who was that? 850.
Yeah, 850 in here. That's right. What it do, what it do. Appreciate everybody checking in. Appreciate you passing through. We understand. We understand. Big Stepper, what it do? We got a good 20 on this one that I'm looking at. But what we want to do is give everybody a brief synopsis on what they can expect from this new technology. So I'm gonna bring the comments off so you can see what he calling it.
Mhm.
There it is on my side. Now,
Right. The tech gives an opportunity to, where although a lot of us feel like we're veterans, the tech gives us an opportunity to take control of our destiny, meaning a lot of the great things that we doing within the industry when it comes to running times, um, the new mile an hour and the new range of ET, the way we take in technology that was stationary and not really developed to do what it is we do and make these things do what they do. We do it sometimes in vain, in a sense of it's not in vain, but it should be documented so that the tech gives us an opportunity to etch our little spot in history as promoters, racers, drivers, whatever we are, cameramen, whatever we are. The tech puts us in a spot where we can control everything about all our data and how that data gets formulated into history. So the guy who's really kicking ass right now won't get left out in the story because this thing will become as common as skateboarding one day. It will end up there.
And this thing
So
you speaking on is what? The RC
the
drag racing?
RC drag racing, yes, that's correct. So a lot of these guys are doing stuff that a few years ago you would have never seen them do. They're trendsetting. They're laying down some extremely good times. They're laying down these new range of mile an hour, and those things are worth collecting data on, and they're worth documenting in our history. And that's what the L track technology does. I decided to, in order to bring this thing to market at a good price point for a racer, I had to run with a conglomerate in a sense, someone who can source the materials and things that we would need to have a steady flow of this to the market, which means that's why it comes in at the $35 price point it comes in at, which is cheaper than a servo if you think about it. But it offers so much more in that, you know, when you consider what the interface does, when you consider how it stores and tracks your data, which one day data ends up a story. I don't know if people understand that element of data, but data ends up a story. So that data will be translated. One day you will be written down in the books as ran and has as running such and such and such and such and such and such and this day on that track. And I think that's an added benefit to the technology.
Correct.
And I think that when people hear the word chip or whatever they hear, they don't understand all that comes with it. So that's why we're here tonight. I usually share the most intimate details about things and products and releases. I usually do that with you because it gives me an opportunity to translate it into long form versus just a short post.
Correct.
All right. So that's
So
why we here. So hit me tonight. Come on with it.
all right. So in short, what he's explained is this technology provides a way to not only capture what each racer is doing, but also it stays on a database where at any point in time you can go back and not only speak to what you did but prove it. You know, if
Right.
if
Definitely.
I say I was hitting 1.5s 2 years ago and you don't believe me, there's going to be a race host that's on board that's actually, I don't want to say justifying, but they're basically signing off to say, yes, on this day, this racer did this on my track, and this is sanctioned. And that's going to be huge. The first picture, you ready to throw that one on?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Go ahead. Let's do that.
Boom. Speak to what we're looking at here, Trump.
So what you're looking at now is the Lipo Tronic kit. That kit includes the L track chip, which is so you see the black, you'll see the black license. It's millimeter thick. It's thinner than the driver's license that you have in your possession every day.
Gotcha.
That'll be your drag license. That holds all your matching serial numbers to the vehicles that you own. That has your name. That has your state in some applications, and it also has a Lipotronic serial number that you see on this gray security decal here.
Gotcha, gotcha. Let me know when you're ready for the next one.
Right. Beside that decal, believe it or not, on that white square is the microchip that gets installed in your car. Let's go to the next picture. They'll get an idea of the size of that chip. Well, this picture here will be your drag license, which will make checking in and out of, especially the Lipotronic events, as promoters take on the tech, they will have access to the same ability to streamline their check-in process. Once you scan these cards, you simply tap it as if you would at a cash register, and it shows all the driver information, and it shows the vehicles that they have a chance to run that particular day. The driver will select the vehicle, the serial number will match all of his competition records for that particular day. But if you move on to the next photo, it'll give
Gotcha.
you,
Size comparison.
yeah, it'll give you a size comparison as to the size of the microchip that will be installed in the car. Now this is after 2 years of planning and going back and readjusting, and we've kind of narrowed it down to this here. So this initial process I invented and created all on my own. I allowed Lipotronic to license it, like I said, so we could bring it to the market in a good price point. They'll be able to mass produce it. So when I was sitting here thinking, I was thinking of the driver, and I was trying to make sure that whatever this product would be, it wouldn't be, invasive to the setup.
Right.
So that's how you come up with this microchip this size. It will hold all the matching information to the drag license of that driver. It is the authenticator to the system. It's not the intel to the system. It's just the authenticator to the system. If that car is a 1/7 scale limitless and it was registered by you and we've been tracking data on it, that should, if we pull back that security decal, that should be under there. So there'll be no if ands about if ands, even if you own multiple cars, there's no if ands or buts about which car it is, because they each one of them have their own signature.
Got it. Got it. So this chip here, this is what
Is
um,
installed in the car.
this is installed on the vehicle,
Yes.
and preferably, I saw a live you did previously.
Right, on
Well,
a non-removable part, preferably the
understood.
chassis.
Got
Preferably
it.
the
Got it.
chassis. We don't want you to be able to switch out a wing or switch out a battery plate or just anything like that. So it's preferably on a non-removable part. In order for this to stand within the community and be the standard, it would definitely need to be on a non-movable or removable part, which would be a chassis. That's
Understood.
that's why it's made in the compact size that it's made in, so it is not invasive to the driver's setup.
Now the other question, this one kind of gonna come as a surprise because this is just me thinking here. With some of
Okay.
the guys running prep and
Mhm.
all of the cleaners that they use,
Correct. So
how do
if you move on to the next photo, I think I was going to
gotcha,
explain that as a two-in-one.
got it,
So that microchip is installed under this security decal.
gotcha.
Uh, the security decal is matte. It is built to get cleaners, water, anything on it, even the chip. If it gets wet, it's not stopping us from verifying and reading it. So you would simply, as a precautionary, if you would like, you could drag some silicone around the edge of this chip, but this chip will hold up through the weather. This security decal will hold up through the weather as well as the chip. But if you look at the security decal, you see the numbers on there 10807.
Correct.
This is just a test decal, so it won't apply to anyone. But that number, let's just say you on the two-wheel drive, let's just say you're out of Arkansas, and
Hmm.
let's just say your name is Tommy Harris. There's no one else within the Lipotronic system that would have that identificator as a number. So you're going to be identified just based on that number alone. Even if I didn't have your card, or I hadn't scanned your chip, it doesn't stop me from going into the system to see who that car is registered to. So that's a plus for promoters, because you can simply glance down to verify a car just based on serial numbers alone.
Right. So we
And
have.
so let's go back so I can explain to them why you cannot remove this particular decal. Security decal is what protects the entire microchip system, and it's what keeps everything in play. If you notice, there's void watermarked all through this particular decal.
Hmm.
The reason there's void because it was a test. If you try to remove this thing in any way, shape, form, or fashion, it's gonna imprint itself and watermark itself with that void. The void is gonna be spotted by the promoter. You're gonna be disqualified. This thing doesn't magically come up if you clean the surface and prep your surface before you lay it down. It doesn't automatically come up. It doesn't come up because you washed it because you had prep. That's not what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep an entire system functioning, from the data that you're running to the way the data is collected to the way the data is promoted to the way the data is imputed in the system. Everything about the data depends on the security decal and making sure that the process does not get corrupted.
Got it. Got it. Now I'm gonna run over to these comments to see if we missed anything.
Right. Y'all got
Boom.
me on a relaxed night tonight. So yes, that's a big I've been getting that question. So you got to think $35 is cheaper than a servo. So I mean, I don't know how often you guys wreck your car. I can guess and estimate, but I don't want to do that. I don't even want to put that on the conversation. What I want to put on the conversation is um, when you look at the value or the integrity that the system can benefit for everybody. $35 is almost a baseline. You don't know how much I had to put into that to get that to come to market at that price. So yes, you do have to pay $35. I'm hoping that a lot of guys don't wreck their cars in fast intervals like that, whatever, what have you. But right now, as of right now, that's pretty much where it stands. But the plus to that is this. After me and you talked the other night, Grant, and
Hmm.
I had a meeting, we decided to see, a lot of this is not a decision that I make alone. I've simply licensed it out to Lipotronic, licensed it out to, I mean, and allowed them to distribute the product because of the price point that they can deliver it. But
What up, Miller?
what we're going to do is add, for you guys who have multiple cars, they're going to apply a multiple car discount. I think that's $75 for 3 vehicles. So it compensates. If you want to register 3 vehicles, then you'll get 3 of the Lipotronic kits. So it compensates for that concern, but it's still 35 on the renewal, because once you wreck a vehicle, that particular serial number and that registration, that's not the vehicles. That vehicle is not going to be recovered if you're not going to be able to fully recover that exact chassis and run that vehicle again. That registration is voided anyway. Don't want to leave a hole in the system.
Correct. So on the driver's visibility, because
Mhm,
the way you referenced it on our offline conversation, it was
mhm.
more like a secondary platform, right?
For the visibility, yeah, because we decided to not only have a product but offer a product that has benefits and support. So meaning I told the guys who I had to team up with that I believe that we should be racing with a purpose, meaning these extraordinary things that we're doing, that all the guys are doing in the Carolinas, in North Carolina, in New York, in Louisiana, in Georgia, in Florida. I believe these things should have a place in history, and I believe they should be stored somewhere. So besides the everyday platforms that these guys are using, like Facebook and Instagram, I just figured we need something else to get them in front of fans, to get them in front of people who are not within the hobby. Because when you go to a traditional race today, when you go to a traditional race today, you you uh you have a whole bunch of racers, which is fine. You know what I mean, and it's awesome. But if we're gonna grow as a culture and
Right.
and really control our destiny, you gotta have interest from you gotta have interest from average, everyday, common consumers who follow you as a racer, who buy your T-shirts, who who ask you for an autograph. That's important to the growth of the culture. Um, a lot of the guys that's on here might be a little too young to remember skateboarding when it came in like that. But guess what? Tens of hundreds of them are multimillionaires. You know, when there wasn't even a market for them. So you got to think about that when it comes to RC drag racing. I know for a fact that's where we're headed. But it has to be some type of standard, um, especially for you guys who race the Rockets. I mean, the street eliminator guys have came along in the past 3 or 4 years and set a whole new standard. And in order for the Rocket, these guys who are big grudges and who race these Rockets, in order for them to recapture what they had, and it is enough of them, in order for them to recapture that and then excel, you got to take out the possibilities of fraudulent wins and them
Mhm.
type of things, right? So the technology is for everyone across the board. It enhances everybody, and $35 is a small price to pay to bring that type of forward movement that we need back. Because
Right.
I mean, the guys who build them things and who race them around the country, every one of them don't realize the extraordinary essence of that. You know what I'm talking about?
Correct.
Yeah, to make them things do what they do in the 1.3s, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6s, to get out there and really get at it. You know, that takes an extreme amount of talent, but that talent has to have a standard. And that's all L track is designed to do. It's designed to give everyone that clear across the board.
Got it. So as a racer, L track benefits me by leveling the playing field, keeping my fellow racers honest, and providing an outlet where y'all know I'm just talking because I ain't no racer, but providing an outlet where people can actually basically see my Instagram, see my race feed, see
That's
my
right.
race performance, see my top runs,
Right.
and
So if you win trackside with L track, you can take your ticket that you get immediately from the promoter, which he's gonna verify immediately. You can post that on the platform that's been custom built for you guys, which accepts videos, pictures, whatever. Just all the common features of social media. It's all there compact. You can upload your picture, and that particular race, once you garner fans, they're going to follow you on the way we have this thing laid out. So you'll get to be in front of people who want you to be in front of them, not just a whole bunch of racers. So
some people that don't want to race, they just enjoy it.
yeah, that's where your real consumer comes from. That's the person who's going to buy your merchandise when this thing finally boils over, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're fucking such and such, dude,"
Not,
and they're gonna
not
buy.
your opponent.
Yeah, not your opponent. He's not gonna buy your merchandise and your T-shirt.
So that's the benefit to the racer, and
Right,
kind of bottled up the benefit to the enthusiast that just loves what we're doing or
right,
learning what we're doing. So talk to
right.
me about the benefit as the race host. You mentioned
So,
briefly that they could kind of scan the license, see all the vehicles that a potential driver has set up.
well,
But
see, for the host, it's a whole different thing. It's kind of instantaneous for him because it affects if the integrity of his races, if he knows that everyone there is L tracked, everyone there is collecting data, everybody's here is for real. We ain't here to play no games. You ain't gonna have no switching of no chassis, and you ain't gonna have all that going on, which means for the promoter, you get a bigger turnout.
right,
You build a very good rapport, a very well-known track record of just the technology adds to your character. If you really want to be fair and if you really want to catch folks, that's the technology is there as your backup. If you really care about it, you'll check the cars like you should, which will increase your revenue, week to week or month to month or whatever, in whatever interval you throw races. That's the benefit for the promoter.
understood. Let's see if we got any questions we haven't touched on yet.
And
Um,
I heard someone asked about. So I asked someone. I heard someone. No, I saw someone. You forwarded me something this morning about who asked about the price point for it to come in as a promoter. Didn't someone ask me about that?
Okay, so once you put this on your car, will this data be available at other different races that carry this system? And is it liquid proof?
Right,
Mark, you might have asked that while he was already talking. The
right.
liquid proof has already been addressed. But as far as the availability at different racetracks, talk to us.
So the availability of different racetracks. If a promoter goes into the interface and signs up as a promoter, he will he'll get back his credential approvals. At that point, he'll be able to verify racers. He'll be able to verify drivers. He'll also be able to have access to the serial numbers that's on your car so he can match those serial numbers when you come to his particular event. It's meant to be omni. It's meant to work for everybody in the same way. That way, a racer can go back 24 hours a day and look up the stats from his particular race. Now, the update time for a race, let's just say a race was on a Saturday or a Sunday, stats will be
Mhm.
updated. Stats will be updated by the middle of the week, like a Wednesday. So yeah, it'll always be there once it's there. Even if you wreck your car, even if you change your chip, it doesn't change that the fact that the stats that you laid down with the chip before or the car before are erased. Once the stats are there, once they've been verified, they're always there.
So a driver gets licensed
Hmm.
per microchip.
Yeah, one license per microchip. But the license details, if he has multiple vehicles, you'll see those multiple vehicles on the scan also.
Okay, got it. So he
And
doesn't
they're
have to keep them all. Does will he have to keep a license for each individual car with him at
no,
track day?
so if he owns three vehicles, he'll carry one license. They'll all be registered, and all the serial numbers that accompany each vehicle will also be on that card.
Got it. All right. Any more questions, guys? Questions? Talk to us. I think we already spoke to this one. Boom.
Yeah.
$35 for one. You say 75 for three cars.
75 for three cars.
My math say three cars. Even if you got one car, go three cars. My
Yeah, but
math.
listen, you're not going to be able to apply. You're not going to be able to apply that once one registration is active, you're not going to be able to apply another registration, and you can't switch it on the fly. So I wouldn't. try that either.
Wait, what? Talk. Come on back.
Yeah, so we had to
I got
think.
to get some. What Elrod said. I need some understanding. So if I have two cars, I'm just saying pricing. I'm just talking math.
Mhm,
If it costs $35 for one, I'd
mhm.
rather get the three since it's $75. So why wouldn't I be able to do that?
I mean, it's you could do whatever you want, but if you don't have the three cars to substantiate getting that, they only last for the registration only lasts for 12 months. So what are you gonna do with these other two that you got?
Oh, well, this RC.
Oh,
This
okay.
this is a this is a hobby that we love so much that we tell ourselves no and we still go get another car. So
Okay,
within a
because
12-month period, I don't
right,
know too many people that's watching this video
right.
that could just buy one car.
Because look, on demand I can recall those numbers. On
Oh, so you
demand,
try to keep your shelf stock. I understand.
no,
I'm out your way.
no. On demand, the numbers can be recalled, so you can't sell them. So I
Oh
was
no
just
no no
asking, yeah, I was just
no.
asking.
I'm just saying if I want one, it's
Right.
35. If I want two, that's 70. But I can get the third one for $5 more.
Believe it or not, most this is for the elite guys. So most guys who do this probably have two, three, four, five vehicles anyway. Right.
Man, you go to Cali versus the world. Some guys, I ain't gonna say who, but some guys entered three cars in one race.
Right. I mean, it could happen.
So
I
yeah,
mean, I mean, it would work out for them if that did happen, then that would work out for them. But
and if they well, honestly, in in the street eliminator world, they're gonna
mm,
need more than one anyways, because they have the outlaw class, they have the I don't know all them class. I don't know. But they have the box stop, the outlaw, then they have renegade, whatever, all these different names.
right.
So ultimately it would be in everybody's best effort to go ahead and get the three. Stop playing. Um, y'all just message Trump and tell him get his inventory ready. That's all. It's
Uh,
simple.
well, look, that's another reason why I licensed it out is to make sure that we could handle the influx of mass production and be able to bring it in, at a good price point. What does that say? A lot of people go to new carbon chassis, etc.
So
Also,
let's say I get the kit when I first get my Armor Felony because I like that staggered diff. That car
hmm
run different to me.
hmm
But I find out that there's a carbon chassis available.
okay,
Once I tamper with that, it's over with.
it's over with. Yeah. In order to implement the big pots, we need to move this culture forward. We need to get to the big pots in order to set a standard. I was talking with Obi about that the other day. In order to set a standard that everyone goes by, there is no variation. There can't be any variation in anything like that, unfortunately. But it's to the benefit of everybody. I don't think you guys who race the Rockets get what you deserve. I think the pot should be much bigger. I think the promo on you guys should be much bigger. Yeah. And in order for that to happen, then that standard has just got to transfer clear across, the board. That way you'll be able to look at your fellow driver. You'll be able to look at your fellow driver and you'll be able to know, matter of factly, that he ain't trying to pull nothing on you, And then you
Trick bag,
whoop.
they call it.
And if you whoop them, you whoop them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the tech is for.
Randy, how's it going, Randy? Did we talk to your question, Randy? Were you in here? Let me
We
go back.
answered all his questions, but he late.
Well, he probably been in here because that
Oh,
message was from 8:28. So yeah,
okay,
I'm
yeah.
late.
So he's been in here. Yeah, he's been in
Yeah,
here.
I'm
Then.
just highlighting him late. That's all.
Right, right.
I'm too scared to wreck my car.
I know, right?
What do you say?
That
What's the
was
best starter drag car? Right now, those other cars are like $200 just to get in there. Um, You can also you could probably end up with a used car, but $200 for some of those two-wheel drive rubber tire. So it's all in what you're trying to do. If you want some foam tire action, four-wheel drive, I I don't see those for 200. But yeah, it's opportunities out there. Nobody's really sponsoring Dre Grant, so I just can't be calling these names out like that to tell you what to go buy. Not for free. I'm
Not
sorry.
for free, huh?
Yeah,
So that's
free.
another that's another thing too I want to touch on. So a lot of I had a guy ask me the other day. He was like, "Hey man, have you moved any units?" So I'm in this particular case. In this particular case, I'm actually answering this question now. When is the system coming
That's
to market?
crazy.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I'm
crazy.
actually answering. Yeah, I'm actually answering this now. So in this particular case, I wanted to make sure everything was covered before I bought it to market for you guys. So I let Obi see it right after we got legal done. You know, where I
Mm,
was able to show it,
mm,
and I let everybody else end on it. But I get my money from the licensing. So for me, you're gonna see me ambassador for the culture to move forward, the big money. I'm a numbers dude, okay? I just want the racers to know who on here. You're gonna see me advocating, you're gonna see me being an ambassador of it because of the platform that it provides for you guys to get to the paper.
right,
I mean, and I mean, I say this in the most respectful way,
right.
but they have it for us to get at.
All we got to do is
You gotta position yourself to take it though. Yeah, you gotta position yourself. And once you do, you're gonna write your own. I'm gonna cuss right now. You're gonna write your own fucking ticket.
we good. You cuss over here.
Okay,
See that in the top?
you're gonna
See that
write
in the
your
top?
own. I'm talking to the racers. You're
Yeah.
gonna write your own fucking ticket.
Mm,
I want to see you doing bad. I want to see you doing dirty. I really do. And the reason I want that, let me be clear, is because it's there to get. We've worked our ass off behind building this whole scene.
we've supported them.
Yeah, we buy the motors, we buy the ESCs. Why not? Let's give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm really at with it. So I get my the hard work that it took me these past 2 or 3 years to develop this, to try the different strains of tech, to implement tech from other industries to make all this come together. I get mine from the licensing, so it's not about a unit thing for me. It's about making sure you guys take this and
Succeed.
I'm trying to be polite here, but you
Succeed.
guys you guys are super special. What you do is super special. I wish I had enough time to go over with you all the research that I've learned. You're right, champions for real. And every one of you have something to offer to the market, and you should make the market pay you for that. But
Mm,
you gotta get on a certain standard in order to get it.
right.
So when you see me advocating, when you see me being an ambassador for the product, that's what I'm doing it for,
We're
and
gonna
I'm
drop
in,
some.
and I'm
We're gonna drop
intentional with
some
it.
names right now.
Right.
So you hear the race chit chat. You know, oh, what kind of car that is? That seven scale, is it an Armor or is it a Hobao?
Mhm.
By having this kind of platform, you now position yourself to where, oh, okay, Armor, I'm proving to you this is what I'm doing with your car. Do you have anything for me?
Yeah, using the L track allows that too. He doesn't have to guess your market value. He can
It's
look and
proven.
he can look and see you have been kicking ass, blah 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 blah.
You
He
have this
doesn't.
many followers.
You have a lot of followers here. You have, and it's he doesn't have to. He doesn't have. It's like so there is a template for this in the music and the entertainment industry also, and it's called Nielsen SoundScan. Nielsen SoundScan does the same thing. They acquire TV ratings, radio playlist ratings, internet spins. There's a sanctioning board for everything that gets to the money in the world. So this just kind of puts you guys under an umbrella that says, hey, I don't have to talk your head off in the office. You know, I won such and such last year. You know, I did this and this and that. You know,
Year over year.
yeah, it's a numbers game. You know,
You got somebody you need to bring on here, Trump?
is T Woods in here?
I haven't come across his name yet. I don't see him in the lobby.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't want to get off the damn. I don't want to get off the.
Well, I've sent them the link.
Yeah, I don't want to get off the live.
It don't look like he's seen it yet.
So right, you'll come to this will come to market. This will come to market next Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, Monday or Tuesday, I think it is.
Okay, right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner. This will be the market. We'll also have another opportunity to go over the I think were me and you gonna do it? We're gonna go over the interface with them live one day. Okay.
Definitely.
So we'll be able to put the interface on the screen, right? And be able to go over that with them live one day.
Oh yeah.
And you guys will enjoy that. Yeah.
I got time after 5.
Okay. All right. 10-4.
Before
but
they got me bammed up.
So me and you were talking the other day, and we were talking about where skateboarding has evolved to, right? And I was saying to you, no, where NHRA has evolved to. We were talking about that. And I said to you, I said, well, what about the guys who decide to cover it in the 80s, in the late 70s, right? Where do they sit now, you know? And you said something to me, and I said, well, there was a production company that covered drag racing in its early conception for NHRA. And now you got to retroactively go back and buy all that footage from them folks.
What was that?
So that was a Diamond P Productions. If you look at any NHRA, if you look at any early NHRA drag racing, especially like with John Force or Don Perdone or any of those people on there, you'll see that Diamond P Productions took on the responsibility of capturing all those special moments, you know, following NHRA around in their early conception. And you got to think they didn't foresee. There's a channel now in most cable outlets that's just dedicated to retro drag racing. Who pay for those? Who pays for those royalties? You know, they didn't foresee that happening. But I use that as an example because you guys are doing the same thing. You think it's because you're in your little work area and you're building your car. You know, it's something you love to do. You be spending hella money on it regardless if it came with any accolades or not. But I don't think you understand that if this stuff is captured, if someone takes on the responsibility to capture this, you guys have an opportunity to benefit in later in history. They don't have Hall of Fames for nothing, okay?
Yeah, I got a lot of videos. When y'all get paid, I get paid.
That's a fact. I mean, you don't know how many times I want to call you and tell you, I'm a published documentary filmmaker, which means my films have made it to television. I've been in newspaper. I can't tell you the benefits of what it is you're doing from capturing something and storing it somewhere. You know, you're doing yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I have all my original footage.
Right.
Without my watermark.
Without the watermark, right.
But
well, one day our sport will be defined. And because we're the ones that's capturing that now, trying to make sure that we push our culture forward, being progressive,
Right.
something that fits everybody. There hasn't been an instant reward in it. I know sometimes when you leave a race, you might feel pretty, tired, and you spent your money for travel and your hotel and all that. But there is a reward system down the road because we're so new. And I think everyone should take advantage of that. It stands for the racers. It applies to the racers. It applies to the people who have been documenting this whole thing and who've been here. These promoters, don't give up. Yeah, don't give up, guys. You gotta stay at it. You gotta stay at it.
Hey, I'm on live later. Sis wasn't gonna stop.
I know, right?
Shout out, beat sis. She wasn't gonna stop calling. That was the third one I had to check in.
I know, right?
But
So I would say that to the culture. You guys who are really talented, you know who you are. Um, I would say to you to make sure that you stay on your craft. I mean, let's just use in closing. Let's just use John Force. Let's just use John Force. Can you still hear me?
oh yeah,
All right. So let's just use John Force. All those years of racing through the late '70s and '80s, and now he has more endorsements than he probably wants anything to do with. You know what I mean?
facts.
Um, Traxxas manufactured him a car. It didn't do very well, but it did sit on the market for about 3, 4, 5 years. I see a lot of that in you guys who are racers. I see a lot of that charisma. I see a lot of that passion. That's why I like to see some of you get rowdy every now and then. I see a lot of that in you, like the wrestlers. But I also know that in order for us to harness that energy and turn that into money, turn that into endorsements, to turn that into sponsorships, to turn that into that has to be calculated. And there has to be a standard for that. So that's what the technology is here to begin to usher in a even playing field for everyone in the drag racing community anyway.
And any questions? I don't want no inbox. Any questions? Now the interface is gonna be the big ticket. That
Right.
interface is gonna be the big ticket.
Yeah, and it's smooth too. It's designed to highlight the racers. It's designed to accommodate your videos and your pictures and hold your data, and you be able to search that data 24 hours a day. It's designed for that. It's
So
designed. It's
if
designed
you don't
also.
want it to capture your wins and losses, can you hide your losses?
Well, you don't have to submit them.
Okay. So you could be 10-0 if I'm
But the thing is, it's not about a ranking. It's more about a track record. Have you been competing on an annual basis? If I saw you competing November of 22 and that was your last entry, and that was your last, yeah, and then the next entry I see is from March of 23. What happened to your season? You didn't run that year. Those are that's the type of data that sponsors will have access to, and the public also. They'll be able to go see that.
well, some of them will leave and come back and say they old tune work just as good as the new tune.
Well, yeah. Well, if that's the case, the data will prove it. If that's the case,
If
yeah, yeah, because it won't be a discrepancy in the way you're performing. If you're performing, it's gonna show, and you're gonna be out there doing it too. It's a fact that a driver who has a good running car, he's out there competing. You know what I'm saying? So if you ran that, it's gonna show. You know.
Neighbors are making noise. It's Miller time.
It's time to get it on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like being able to show up at any event and everybody's on the same playing field. The tech will keep you in line.
I'm liking it.
Right.
I can't afford it for all my chef queens, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get you some over as a courtesy, so we could talk about that also. So this double tree event that me and Obi got coming up,
A
all the
double tree.
yeah. So we're gonna run two pro trees.
Mm.
We're gonna run two pro trees simultaneously, which means we can handle about any load that you can put on us. It doesn't matter. There won't be any dragging or inconsistency in the races. Um, we're also going to use L track that particular day, and every one of the vehicles who participates in that event will have the L track installed in their car as a courtesy. So,
Oh.
and
Oh.
yeah, so I think I've gotten
When the
them
double
to.
tree race?
I've gotten them. That'll be in the next. That'll be here shortly. We are closing it. We're finalizing it this week, as a matter of fact. So there should be an announcement on that early next week.
Mm.
So I think we'll have a capacity to outfit 100 cars roughly that day with L track. Also, that's going to be a
Mm.
big pot. That's going to be a big pot race. That entry fee is $100. That payout is 100%. So we talking about paying out some big money when it comes to lately big money. When it comes to 1/7 and 1/8 scale, lately big money. That's what I mean. So we're trying to make sure the pots get increased overall. We want to make sure it's a standard. But in order for that to happen, you got to improve participation.
Right.
So L track is a tool that we're going to implement to improve participation and get these pots up. So
You
that
got
day,
two of them.
huh?
You got two questions there. That one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Will this data help build a clone racer?
There's no way to clone because, well, I don't know what he means by that.
Well, I think he was catering more to the point that you can add in for your sponsorship. If I want to say, hey, I got a Cordova can and I run Azure batteries and I run Saga pinions, are you telling everything and making other people go buy the same thing you got? Because they can't clone the tune.
No, no, no. I don't think it does that. I think it'll give us the ability to even get there. Um,
And that's the second one.
right. How much
I
is the
think
interface? The interface goes along with your yearly subscription to the kit. So there's no charge for that. There's just, in order for you to track data, like we talked about. I don't know if you saw me in the Obi Johnson video. I'm addressing Mark Joseph right now. To track data is just $10 per race. When you show up to a race, you'll just pay the promoter $10. But other than that, once you pay your $35 for the year, the interface and all that is included. You just take advantage of it, and you'll see tips on how to market yourself, how to upload pictures, how to take the right pictures, how to upload video, how to show content outside of racing, family content, um, everyday life content that drives interactions with fans, and that's important. They're the ones who are going to truly support what it is you do, not
engagement.
engagement. It does. So there'll be tips and everything there to help you guys along through the process too. A lot of you guys know how to do it. It's not geared to a specific agenda and a specific goal, but we're trying to get you there on purpose. That's why all of this thought went into this whole thing to try to get you to a place where we feel like all the races deserve to be. I
Understood.
mean, when you look at a guy like Fox Body, when you look at Loon,
Who is
when you
that?
look at Gabby, when you look at the rest of these guys,
Who is
they
that?
they, they have these personalities that they have these personalities that a lot of companies would love, and we just got
Oh,
to
that's Gucci. Yeah, that's
get them
Gucci all day long, man.
right. So,
That's that's Gucci all day long, man.
but I feel like every racer has something to offer. It's just getting you out there and creating a market around yourself. We're just gonna help you with that process.
Mm. If no more questions, I don't think your guy. I don't think he getting on. He didn't see my message.
Mm.
You gonna try to
He good.
text him, or
He
he
good.
good for the night?
He good. I think we were informative enough even without him. It would have been nice, but yeah, we were informative, definitely. So listen,
Yes, sir.
I encourage a lot of you guys to go back and watch the live.
Oh yeah,
You definitely it's a lot of information there in the 56 minutes.
I'm saying, man, we've been on here a long time.
Yes, a lot of information there. So you should go back
Unpack.
and grab
Yeah.
some of that information. And I'm hoping you guys enjoy the system. And I really
Oh,
appreciate the guys who came to listen and spread it around. You know, talk about it, make it a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
and it's still early enough. Provide feedback.
Right.
Like provide feedback. Iron
Right.
sharpen iron. Each one. Teach one. Reach one. If you got an idea that would make it even better, come on, speak to it. Um, Lipotronic, L Track, The Wizard. We got a double tree race coming up. Nobody
There'll be
told me the details yet.
there will be an announcement on that next week. I'm pretty sure. Me and Obi are meeting again this week, and there will definitely be an announcement on that.
Who is Obi?
Right.
Who is Obi? I don't know no Obi. Two times city boy. So we definitely want to get everybody together on the same playing field, moving towards that end goal of taking RC to the next level.
I'm not gonna be satisfied until I see a driver pull up to the track in his Ferrari.
Ooh,
That's then I'll be satisfied.
a new one, preferably.
A new one, even if it's a year or two old, I'm gonna be like, that's RC drag money. Oh shit!
You say so? RC internet reality show. Hey, Orange Mound, what team that gonna be? We out. Appreciate you, Trump.
All right, I really
All that
appreciate you,
hard
bro.
work, appreciated, man.
I definitely appreciate you saying that, young man. I really do, man.
All that hard work, appreciated.
hmm We'll get together. We'll do the interface demo for him before next week. So you guys who tuned in, you should tune back in. That way you can watch how the interface works in real time.
See what it looked like. I don't know who car is
Right.
gonna be on there. It must gonna be Trump. They
I'm
say
gonna
he got
use.
a
No, I'm
bad
gonna use
drive
somebody.
by the seven stereo.
I'm gonna use one of you fast boys in the demo. So I'll be
Ooh,
reaching out to you about some demo stuff.
ooh, catch a lane, he coming. We're gonna holler, guys.
All right. Much love to everybody. Later.
Later, later. Boom.